Hey you guys, so in this video I am going to be doing a Q&A that is very specifically geared towards travel questions. I had asked on the community tab on YouTube for you guys to let me know what your travel questions are, because I was getting lots and lots of travel questions which I loved, but I thought let's gather them all and I can actually do a video for you guys answering those questions. So let's get started. I'm going to go in order that the questions are in. I'm in Egypt, by the way. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome. I'm in Egypt currently and I've travelled a lot of my life, and often as on my own as a woman. So, alright, so first, Mads Sierra asked, what other countries have you travelled to? Okay, there's a lot. I'll try my best here. I've travelled to Turkey, I've travelled to Morocco, I've travelled to Malaysia and Indonesia, to Germany, Switzerland, Spain, France, Singapore, Canada, of course India. I might be forgetting some, but quite a few. And those are, some are mostly, I guess travelled to is an interesting word. I've lived in a lot of places too, so it's not always just been for travel. Okay, so what languages do you speak? Would you consider learning more? These are all questions still from the same person. Well, I speak English. It's the only language I speak fluently. I speak Egyptian Arabic, very basic. I used to speak a language called Telugu, spoken in Southeast India, and I've lost it. If I heard it spoken, I might understand some and get it back quicker, but that's about it. I do speak Spanish. I took a number of years of Spanish in school. And would I consider learning more? I'm always open to learning more, but typically if it's going to be for a long-term purpose, because my brain is just like filled with them and I want it to be more that I would use it more long-term. Unless it's like small bits of a language, then of course. Another question, same person. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would that be? You know, I don't know. Definitely not the United States, I can say that. Egypt is up there. I really love it here. India is another one. Probably somewhere in the Middle East or India. And do you like Egypt's weather? You know, it's decent. It's getting a bit warm now, but yeah, the weather's good here. Weather's nice. This is Kurd M. Sorry if I ever mispronounced the name of your YouTube, what is this called? Name? I don't know, your name on YouTube. So Kurd M says, do people ever try taking advantage of you when you're buying things, in case they know you're American? Love you, Villa. I love you too. Yes, the answer to that is absolutely yes, always. I have learned to bargain, but always they do. There were 7 replies to this. Let's see what people said here. I'm just curious. This is great. She's not American. Next person. Yes, she is. Next person. Thought she was Australian. Next person. It's a fake accent to disguise her real voice. She said that in the past. Next person. Oh wow, okay, thanks. It's a great accent because I totally thought she was Australian. The next person. This is so good. It's meant to be an English accent. Wow, that was a good series of things. I am American and this is a fake British accent. It's part of the way I started my channel of keeping myself anonymous, and I'd continue to do it. Christina L. Besides filming ASMR videos, what else have you been up to or planning to do while abroad? If I were to travel to India, I would want to see my students that I taught there before when I lived there, because I miss them a lot. I love going into grocery stores in countries that I'm not from. That's probably one of my favourite things to do. I like looking through the local life. I don't like tourist activities, so I don't really do those things. I'm just generally living in a regular neighbourhood in Egypt. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my videos, I'm meeting people, you know, having some friendships here and there, and cooking, and walking to the grocery store for ice cream, talking to family and friends on Marco Polo and Facebook, etc. Dancing, I try to dance each day. So yeah, pretty normal life actually. It's like my normal life, I'm just here. And that was Christina L, yeah. Okay, Robin Snijder. Did you travel to Egypt all by yourself, and if so, why exactly? Yes, I did travel by myself, and I had actually been planning on traveling to India in the fall, but because of coronavirus that didn't happen, and I ended up going through a divorce quite suddenly as well. You can watch my video that's like a life update from about 6 months back if you want to hear about that. That was a shock. But I still wanted to do the travel I had planned on doing. I just couldn't go to the place I was planning. And Egypt opened up to Americans before most countries did. And I speak Egyptian Arabic, and know the culture quite well. So I thought it would be really fun to do that, and to kind of see where that travelling takes me. If India does open up, I'd like to go there, and we'll just see. Because I love being in other places. Maybe I'll end up living somewhere abroad. Next thing this person said was, I hope I don't offend anyone with this next question. If so, please let me know and educate me. Is Egypt a safe country to travel as a woman, especially when you're on your own? It's not offensive to me. I think a lot of people ask the question, is it safe to travel as a woman alone in any country you're not familiar with? So everyone will answer that differently. I'm going to answer for myself. Yes, it's very safe. People here are beyond kind. If they see you in a precarious situation or in any kind of problematic situation, you're stuck somewhere, they will come to help you. Everybody will come and help. This is not just if you're a foreigner, like everybody is ready to help. There are people everywhere all the time. If anything, it's safer. Because there's people everywhere all the time. You can ask questions, they've got their eye watching. If someone were to do something to you, they would be livid. Very sweet, hospitable people. I feel it's very safe. I do take precautions. I wear long sleeves and long pants and cover my hair so as to not be like, hey, look at me. But you know, I would do some cultural training, learn a bit before you go and travel to the country you would want to go to make sure that you're more safe, understand things better. Do you mind flying? Not at all, I love it. What is your favourite travel destination? India and Egypt. Where would you love to live outside of the US? Same question as before. Don't you feel conscious about the fact that flying causes a lot of pollution? Don't mean this as an accusation or anything, just wondering. Oh, that's a really interesting question. You know, I just think, wow. I don't even know how to answer that. It's probably the least pollutant way of travel in the world, would be my guess. I'm not sure. So I really don't know the answer to that. Did you get vaccinated before you went travelling? I was not allowed to yet. I was still on my waiting list. And actually, I am able to now, but I'm not there, which is okay. I'll get it when I get back. And yes, I'm very safe when travelling and keep the mask and all sorts of things. And they're very safe, actually. They make you get COVID tested before you fly. It's very, very detailed, actually. Do you like to do more cultural things or more nature active stuff, or both? I said that weird, both. Definitely cultural things. I like going to marketplaces and kind of seeing the local culture. Do you like to know some of the language of a country before you go there? Yes, very much. What countries are still on your wish list? My wish list would be, I guess I do want to go to Italy. I'm Italian by ethnicity. I would really like to go there. I'd like to visit Japan someday. It's such a unique country. Honestly, anywhere. I love all countries very much. Okay, next was, are there some countries you don't want to travel to, or countries you dislike where you have travelled to? I'm going to go with no. Okay, next question. Have you, this is by Fifi, have you ever got comments about cultural appropriation from dressing in Egyptian style clothes? One of my friends love when people dress in clothes from her culture, but another of my friends would be offended if someone was wearing box braids or clothes from her culture. Curious to hear your thoughts. Well, usually I'm in the culture when I'm wearing the clothes of that culture, and people are very, very happy that you're wearing the clothes of their culture, typically within that culture. They feel respected, honoured. So yeah, I have always gotten encouraging comments from that. Actually, even deeper than that, people feel appreciated. Yeah, appreciated. Now this is when I am in the country. If I was in the US wearing Egyptian style clothes, for me, I was in Egyptian family for 11 years, so I consider myself quite Egyptian. So maybe if someone asked me why I might wear something a bit different styled, I would explain it. I also just dress really different in the US from general population anyway, so most people might not even know it's something I got in Egypt. Caitlin Smith. Do you ever get tired of posting videos while you're on your trip? Just wondering, because we don't want you to overwork. That's sweet. There have definitely been moments where I've been really tired and like the internet wasn't working. I had a video ready and there've been like problems happen with that, and it's been frustrating at times, but I love posting the videos. I love doing this. Like, I'm actually really thankful for the opportunity to be, and part of why I can stay so long is because I can work from wherever I am, and so it's a real gift to me actually. This person, Huni Asr, number one craziest travel story. I have a lot. Which one's the craziest? Okay, I had to take a minute. The craziest travel story I have was that the length of the travel took over 50 hours from one spot to the other. I was traveling from England to India, which should take a very short period of time. It's a long story, but I was with some people, including adults and children. We had lots of luggage. We missed a flight because we went to the wrong airport. We did not know we would be leaving from a different airport we flew into. And so the person in charge of that trip did not know, and it was hilarious. We all got in the underground, which is the travel, underground train, I guess. Got in it, out of it, in another, out of it, with like mass amounts of luggage, craziness. Then we got onto a train, off that train, back to the right airport, had missed our flight, stayed in that airport for like 9 hours, waiting for another flight, got on that flight. That was like, I don't know, 8 hours. We ended in Abu Dhabi. We had a 14-hour layover in the Dubai airport. We then flew from there to Madras in India, which is not the actual place we needed to go. It was the closest we could get to. Then we had to wait in a train station for like 3 hours, and then we had to wait in a hotelish thing in India for another 7 hours. Then we took a 10-hour train to the village we were going to, and it was like over 50 hours. It was insane. Wow, that was an intense time. Okay. By the way, big thumbs up. Yourself, big respect, because Arabic is hard. Thank you. It really is. Also, I love all your rings. Such an elegant style that matches your elegant accent. Thank you very much. It's really sweet. Next question. M. Do you have any anxiety around travelling alone as a woman? Are you feeling homesick at all since being away? You know, I really don't have anxiety specifically around travelling alone as a woman. I've done it so much of my life, and since I was quite young, it's second nature. I actually feel at home doing it. Are you feeling homesick? No, I'm not at all. I do not miss the US at all. Okay, and that was M. Next, Tessa Grace. What's your favourite part about Egypt? The sights, the people, the food, the jewellery and products. 100% the people. It could bring me to tears, the amount that I love the people. Okay, Desiree Methage, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. How did it go so far? Is travelling with COVID worse than you thought? And when are you planning to go back home? It's been great. Travelling with COVID has been better than I thought, actually, because the flights are very, very particular. They will only let you fly if you have a COVID test within a negative COVID test within a short period. They're very particular about you have to keep your masks, and everything's very well done. So it's been better than I thought, and I don't know when I'm going home. By the way, I love your videos and the creativity of them. So much respect for you and your dedication to your subscribers. Thank you guys for your dedication to me. Marco, hi Marco Stowe. He says, when you return back to the US, will you be staying with your friend and the twins? Or the friend with the twins? Do you have a new adventure planned out? I really don't know. I don't have any clarity necessarily on what is happening next. I'm kind of going with the flow a little bit here. I definitely would not be living with my friend again though. Well, I shouldn't say that. You never know. They're my best friends. Maybe. Carly L. What was the main intention of your travel? Are you visiting family or friends? I do have some family members here actually, but they are from my ex-husband's family, so tricky. My main intention was, I love being in other places, just kind of spending some time making videos here. I thought it would be really fun to do ASMR videos in another country. And I had wanted to travel prior to COVID, so it kind of just all came together. LK. My questions would be, what do you do all day in Egypt? Okay, so I guess I answered that. Are there restrictions because of COVID? Not really. There's not restrictions, just you can wear your mask and keep safe, but there's not too many restrictions. Is everything open and you just have to wear a mask? So yeah, asking because you said you went to a nightclub, and now I'm wondering, how is that even possible with the monkey with the eyes covered? Yeah, we did. You just kind of stay with your group, keep your mask, and most places are open here. What Texas Tornado asked, what do your typical days look like? You're staying so long, are you making friends to hang out with there? So I think I answered that. Yeah, I already answered. Okay, next one, Ali. What was your favourite part about the trip? The people, meeting the people. Abby, how has travelling alone as a woman been? Any tips? I'd love to travel abroad, but travelling alone seems so daunting. Okay, a few tips I gave in another video. If you're single, I usually wear a ring on my wedding finger. That kind of prevents some interactions. People will think you're married. I also dress according to what's culturally appropriate in that country. So, not showing more skin than an average woman there would. Maybe dressing a bit more similar to the style that is people dress in there. I would have a few contacts in the country where if something went wrong, you can call them. Even if it's the hotel you're staying at and you've talked to someone and said, hey, I'm here by myself, can I get your phone number? That might sound weird to do in the US. It's not usually weird in another place, especially Middle East. People will help you. You're just like, yeah, call me, I'll do anything for you. They'll help. And make sure your iPhone is always charged. Make sure that you have an international plan of sorts so that your internet works wherever you are. Because nowadays you can use ride shares and things like this to get around. So always have your phone very charged and working. What else? I mean, this is not so much about being a woman, but make sure that you understand what foods you can and can't eat in the country. Usually you don't want to drink the water in most countries you travel to. If it's a developing country, you can get very sick. Bring medicine in case. So stuff for indigestion, stuff for stomach aches, vomiting, nausea, diarrhea. Other things as a woman, generally don't talk to guys, don't make eye contact, don't laugh with them. In America we're just like, whoop. And I have to admit, this is me telling you, do what I say, not as I do. I'm super friendly. I try really hard to like not make eye contact, but I feel like I'm rude, but I'm not. You kind of have to get used to the culture and try not to interact with men unless you know it's a setting where you're comfortable with that. But if you're walking down the street, try and keep your eyes ahead of you. Just only look at the women. Yeah, maybe make sure you have some kind of plan for health stuff. You can do like a package for health coverage. It's like something that you would have in case something went wildly wrong and you needed to be like helicoptered back to the US. You can get things like that for very cheap. That's what I can think of for now. If I can think of something else, I'll tell you. Dulce Suano asks, what are your must visit places in Egypt? Some places that may not be most common too, and tips for travelling around Egypt. Trips for travelling alone, and things you recommend in groups. Must visit places in Egypt. I mean, this is for most people. I would say you want to go to the pyramids. I know that's very common, but I've said it a million times. Khan Khalili, which is a fun outdoor marketplace. I think you should go there. Gosh, I can't really think of non-tourist places to go. You know, I actually really like the Cairo Festival Mall. It's a really fun place. They have like this dancing fountain. So again, tips for traveling alone. Uber is really helpful in Egypt. I would use Uber instead of like a taxi. If you're with a group, there are some really fun places to go in Garda'a and Marsa Matruh, which are like beautiful waterfront areas with activities and things like that, where you can do almost like, you know, where you get food, housing and activities, called like kind of an all-inclusive type thing. If you're wanting to do something like that, Egypt has those options. Or just like go and do tourist stuff together. But it's really fun if you just go out at night, because nightlife is just normal here. You just go out at night and go to local places. I think that's really fun. If you could pick anywhere in the world to sleep, where would it be? Example, mine would be a log cabin on a river somewhere in Switzerland, equipped with a waterbed, a fire and dim lighting. Hope you pick this one. Oh, and watching ASMRVilla. It's a really good question. I think that I would want to sleep maybe like, I really like the Middle East, so maybe like in a place where like there's outdoor on a rooftop with lanterns, no mosquitoes, like mosquito coverings, and just like a nice cool air, not too hot, and the noise of the city and the people. Okay, Mad Rose. It's not about traveling, but I was wondering how you can manage your time and post 2 videos daily. Yeah, just like I try to film, like set up my schedule so I can film at least 2 videos per day, and time to upload them and such. So I really do. I'm really in the home a lot, doing stuff here, and then going out to get groceries. pretty much just like normal if you were working from home. That's kind of how I do it. I am quite diligent and I'm very organised somehow. I think that helps too. Rebecca Wilson, what countries have you been to? Okay, so I answered that. How long do you plan on staying in? Egypt, already answered. Sabi film, what are the next top 5 places you want to go? I think I answered that too, yeah. Camille B, do you have some kind of organisation plan to prepare for a trip? Good questions. You know, I start way before I'm going. I usually make a list of all the things that I will need and just do like a month ahead if you can, even 3 weeks, 2 weeks. Do like 2 or 3 things each day to prepare for your trip. So, I mean, you might even start packing early on, getting all the things you know you're going to need, but you won't need in the US or wherever you're from. Go to the store and get all your medicines. Call ahead and let people know you're going to be abroad. Pick up the items you need for snacks. I always have to get a lot of snacks for travel. Make sure you've notified anyone you need to notify. Make sure you've gotten photocopies of your passport and any details you need for COVID tests, etc. So just kind of do 2 or 3 things each day so they don't pile up at the end. What is another culture you have a great interest in? Indian culture. What is your favourite Arabic song? I don't really know. I just love all the music, but I don't know like a specific song. What are some must-have items when travelling? My phone, because I do everything with it. So then all the things that go with it. Must-haves when travelling. Snacks. For me it's snacks. Water, snacks, my phone, passport. Good. Oh, it's Izzy asks, have you ever thought of travelling for months at a time before going home? Yes, I have, and I'm probably doing that. Have you made any friends in Egypt or anywhere in general where you have travelled? Yes, very, very good friends in a lot of different places, including my time in Egypt now. What is the weather like in Egypt? You know, it's a desert. So if you've ever lived in an area that's like desert-like, it's going to be similar. Hot, quite a little bit humid in the summers. Sunny often, rains infrequently. When it gets cold, it's not really that cold. What other places you want to go? Okay, I've answered that. And would you ever learn more than English or Arabic? So I've answered that. How do you calm your anxiety when you travel? I always have Ativan with me. I have it with me in case there's been like super anxiety that day or something happened or I can't sleep or something. I will take an Ativan before I go to sleep and it helps me sleep very well. And it's also just a gift to have in case you feel a panic attack coming on, that you know it's there and you can take it if you need to, because it really calms you, it makes you tired, it really helps. I highly recommend that. And yes, I've done that many times while I'm here. I do. If there's something going on that's very, very difficult or this, and I know that night that I really need to sleep and be feeling better the next day, and I'm feeling anxious, so I go ahead and take my Ativan. Thank God. I would love to write a worship song about medicine that God made. Thank you, God. Whew. Are there any countries, cities that you would travel to? So why? Answered. Would you ever travel to Japan? Yes. Okay. Caitlin Baird. Have you bought any of the Egyptian stones or jewellery from that video when you went to an Egyptian store with the jewels and stones? No, I have not from that store. Do you stay in an Airbnb or hotel? It's an Airbnb. Both places I've stayed have been with Airbnb. One was more like a hotel and one is more like a house. M. Rawash. Did you watch the Mummy Parade? You know, I didn't. I didn't even know it was happening, ironically. I'm in Egypt, but I don't really watch TV, and I didn't even see it on like YouTube as something that was, what's the word, suggested for me. I had no idea it was happening until friends started messaging me, so it was kind of after the fact. Fatouche. Honestly, I don't know if it's strange to ask this, but you, as an American woman, married an Egyptian man. I'm sorry, I know it's history. I understand if you don't want to answer. Was it hard in the beginning, or how was it? Because of religion difference and different lifestyles. I hope you understand what I mean. I'm a Turkish girl and I live in Belgium. I never tried a relationship with someone with another origin. That's why I'm asking. That's sweet. I loved the fact that he was Egyptian. I loved his culture. I loved the things that made him Egyptian. For me, it wasn't hard. It was just wonderful. You do have to be willing to talk through a lot of differences, because sometimes cultural differences are happening and you're getting angry about something and you don't realize it's a cultural difference. So you need to be aware, and you need to be kind of have it in your brain, could this be cultural? But I highly recommend it. That was not the reason that our marriage ended at all. That was like one of the best parts of it. Okay. Aya El Nagar. Hi Villa, I hope you have a great time in Egypt. Thank you. I'm Egyptian and I'm wondering how you find your visit to Egypt and what things you find here hard to deal with. Love you, and your Arabic language is great and cute. That's so sweet. Thank you. What's hard? Trying to think. The thing that's hard for me is that I can't eat a lot of vegetables and fruits when that are not cooked. So like not being able to eat all that I want to eat is sort of hard. But it doesn't have anything to do with Egyptian culture. It's just actually the water that our bodies don't mesh well. And yeah, I am loving it. Loving it. Love it here. Man, I just love this culture. Whew. Okay, Lillian L. How long are you staying? What was the best part of your trip so far? I've answered those. Maria Gabriela Casanova. Your videos are fabulous. I hope you visit the new Egyptian museum. Okay, she's just making a comment. That's sweet. Is it worth traveling to Egypt? Asks. This is KXYSTXL. Hope you're having fun. Is it worth it? Yes, definitely. And someone's suggesting Ireland. Relaxing with soul. Any tips for how to save money to travel places on a budget? I love to travel, but I'm not the best at saving money. Hope you have a wonderful time. You know, it's getting really cheap airfare, so using something like Orbitz, and then getting a really cheap place to stay. So Airbnb really works. Eating at home. So finding a place, an Airbnb where you can cook from home will really save you a lot of money. So buying groceries and cooking them. Those are the main things I would say. What's your favourite place? This is Maureen Awad. What's your favourite place that you've visited in Egypt so far? Also, I was wondering if you've visited any churches in Egypt and what your experience was. Loved your videos. Favourite places, grocery stores, and any outdoor markets, outdoor life at night. I did visit a church, but that was in my last trip here. I visited a few, and it was a great experience. I loved it. Yeah. The Queen 284. Love all of your ASMR videos in Egypt. How much longer will you be there? Do you miss the US? I've answered all those. How did you explain about ASMR to the shop owner who had shut his store down so he could film? I have a friend who is from here and was able to speak to the store owners on my behalf and explain everything. Otherwise, that would have been a real mess. So thank you to my friend. Do the Airbnb homeowners know about your ASMR channel? No, they don't. They don't know that their whole space is being shown. Valentine, how different was it to travel before the pandemic, if you travelled before? You know, it's so much easier, actually. There were a lot of steps to take to make sure your COVID test was in the right amount of days, that you got the negative within the right amount of days. So that did make it a bit more difficult. But within country, Egypt has been very easy to be within. There's not been an issue there. Hi, Atrice McCary. She's asking, what do you miss about the US? Lettuce, eating lettuce, fruits and vegetables, and some of the littles that I love. Okay, I think I'll answer one more, and I think I'm going to have to do a second video because there's so many questions. Let's check here. Okay, yes, we have to do a second video. Okay, so let me answer one more here. This is Silver Scale. Yay, a travel Q&A. Wondering how you spend your time in Egypt when not making videos. Okay, I've answered that, I guess. I'm grateful for the videos, but the point is too for you to have a great time, to relax. Yeah, it's funny because I think people think I'm on vacation, but like I'm not. I guess it's just I like to live in other countries. That might be why it's weird that I'm posting my videos regularly. I kind of put that together just now. So it's not really a vacation to me. It's more just like I'm living in a different place. So I don't really do much tourist stuff. She says, do you combine touristy stuff with living like a local? More just living like a local, I guess. Okay, so I will end there. Thank you guys so much, and I will keep answering the questions as we go in the next video. Bye for now.